Welcome everyone on one of the ServiceNow training session we have prepared to familiarize you with the new functionalities of ServiceNow. During the session, we will present some tutorials, so we would like to ask for your attention and also encourage you to reach some documentation stored on SharePoint. The sessions are recorded, so all questions, doubts, concerns, we would like you to address via email. Later on, we will explain how to do this in order to communicate in the most effective manner. On the session, we will focus on objectives, ServiceNow benefits. We will explain why are you invited to this meeting. We will talk about the scope and out of scope of the project. We will also show how to use the tool and talk some business scenarios you may face with. In the end, we will show you how to address the questions and how to find the answers for them.
Because training is delivered in a movie, we will provide you with links to displayed materials, so you will be able to pause, rewind and restart movies at your own pace and convenience.
The main objective of our today's training is to create awareness of the transitioning of the process to ask the question and request master data services from email request to ServiceNow platform. The project's go live is planned for 4th of July this year. In some aspects, the project will bring the major change to the current way of requesting, but in the same time, it is planned to also bring a lot of benefits. You will be provided with single user interface to manage all service requests. You don't need to remember different emails anymore to send your request. Tracking and monitoring will be on your fingertips. It means you will be able to monitor the status of your request all times you need. You will have the visibility of the status per each code. Even though you will request the change of the 100 of the code, you will be able to check code by code. Also, frequently asked questions will be logged and categorized, which will allow us to work on some improvements in terms of training and communication. You may wonder why you were invited to this meeting. It is because in the past 6 months you have sent emails to one or more of the current North America MDM IONs to ask the questions or require master data maintenance related to products, GDSN, pricing, customers, organizations, prestige supply chain, or to the scope of the published documents for US and Canada. Effectively, on July 4th this year, start using the presented link to reach the platform to ask the questions and register your MD request that cannot be submitted outside the standard capabilities. Watch out! ServiceNow will not replace standard capabilities of the request master data such as product workflow, price workflow, TIE and CTOol or CSS. Markets that are impacted are the NA region. All categories and services for above-mentioned NA operations teams. Current services SLA still applies. In other words, ServiceNow solution will replace only the whole communication done through domains IONs. And if you use any of these tools like IPADEX, SAP Workflow, TIE, CNF, CSS, it will provide you with the status visibility for all your opened requests. So please bear in mind, prior to 4th of July, continue emailing your requests that cannot be sent through standard operational IONs. After 4th of July, continue using the existing standard tools to request MDM services as you do today. And then start using SN Platform to ask your questions and request master data services that cannot be sent through standard tools. It is important to know that the IONS accounts will be deactivated after 4th of July. Data requests received on or after this date through IONS will not be migrated to ServiceNow. They need to be raised in this platform.
Scope of the project. Data maintenance requirements by authorized users, data owners, finance managers, people within decision of authority matrix to create, maintain, or change master data sent today via email to the North American operations teams for any of the following databases. Products including GDSN data, pricing, customer organization databases, or supply chain data for Prestige. The scope is limited to the support currently provided through the MDM ions shown in the screen. In this slide, you can see the examples of data in scope for each domain. More detailed list is to be provided in the Excel file on the SharePoint. Out of scope. All data requests for which the standard process is using current tools such as product and price workflows and CNF. ServiceNow will not replace current capabilities to place your master data requests. Master data setup or successive maintenance that can be handled through product workflow, price workflow, and cTool. Data setup requirements from non-authorized users. Examples of data out of scope. Products. Commercial master data creation maintenance in scope of EMEA team. Trigger next generation application. Support to this application must be worked directly with MDM ITO support team. This slide calls out 3 possible scenarios that will help you out to determine whether you need a request data creation ticket or an incident. If you are an authorized data owner and you need to correct the data you have originally sent in, there are 2 options. Send your change through standard requesting tools presented in the slide. But if your change is not supported by any of the above requesting tools, then submit a request data creation ticket in ServiceNow with appropriate urgency. In case you are an authorized data owner and your accurate master data setup has been loaded incorrectly in the system, you should create a new ServiceNow incident. If, however, you are not an authorized data owner and you are dealing with quality data issues, you need to submit an incident in ServiceNow tool.
How to log into ServiceNow? It's very easy. If you used ServiceNow in the past for incident management, you are ready to go. If it's your first touch with this platform, please paste this link to your browser and log in with your PNG intranet credentials. As mentioned, if you're already using Incident Management ServiceNow, you probably have already adjusted the dashboard to your needs. If you log in for the very first time, you will see the default dashboard. It consists of every functionality that will help you to raise different types of requests and give you easy overview of their statuses.
North American requesting process has moved to one common area. You can contact master data team with one of 4 buttons. Request data creation maintenance. This button should be used for requesting any changes or creations of data in SAP or any other downstream systems. Ask a question. This option can be used only for raising questions, meaning that it will not be considered as a master data change request. Report an incident. It applies only to master data defects through incident management process. My requests. Using this option will allow you to display all your requests you have already raised. Lower part of the screen shows quick overview of recently raised incidents and requests.
Lead time. In this section, you will be familiarized with lead times that are assigned for each request opened by ServiceNow tool. Once you create your request and submit it, you can view the estimated time of completion in the due date field. But you probably think how it is working. It is easy. SLA will derive from your selection of priority, the request type, and the lead time defined in standard tools to send your request. Please note that presented SLAs are the resolution time and not the response time. Product and publication. The same for pricing and customer services. And GDSN service SLA is based on priority and specific agreements for each customer. SLA is calculated based on the operational hours contracted for any market. There are no changes to the current process. For product, publication, pricing, and customer services, hours are Monday to Friday between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and for GDSN service is between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember that when your request is related to more than 40 codes, due date will be extended to date that will be agreed with you individually. Let's put examples how SLA is working in case of urgency. Critical request is sent on Friday 3 p.m. SLA begins counting 3 p.m. on Friday for 1 hour. SLA stops during the weekend. SLA's clock starts counting on Monday a.m. through 11 a.m. Additionally, if operation team is unable to process your request because an incident must be resolved, or the data is pending to flow into downstream systems, or we are waiting for a replay or for the support of other service lines, your request will be put on hold until all required information is obtained.
Ask a question option. In this part, we will guide you through the process of raising requests for information. Also, we will discuss all mandatory fields, priority settings, how to attach files, edit text fields, and finally, how to submit a request and check its status.
In order to submit a request for information in ServiceNow, you need to choose Ask a Question button in any region section. Ask a Question option can be used only for raising questions, meaning that it will not be considered as a master data change request. After clicking on Ask a Question, ServiceNow will display your request for information template. In this section, you need to fill in all the fields that are marked with red indicators, as these are considered as mandatory. Before you start filling out the template, it is important to remember that it needs to happen in a fit sequence. This will ensure that all the pick lists are refreshed as expected and accordingly to the tool's inbuilt logic. The form should be filled out from the left to the right, row by row, field by field. The very first field that you need to focus on is region. This entry is auto-populated based on your previous choice from dashboard. The second field available in the ServiceNow form is service. Service defines the team that will take care of your request. In this example, we will choose product. As per recommended choosing sequence, the next field you need to set in ServiceNow is category. This entry is considered as reporting data as well as helps to categorize your request per service line. In order to fill category in, you need to click on the magnifying glass icon, also known as Lookup Using List. The pop-up window will give you multiple choice options. However, if you're not sure which category to choose, or there is more than one category, you can pick Not Sure Multiple option. Another field in the form is country or organization. which after being filled in will define which market your request is dedicated for. In this case, we will pick US. Now it's time to define the priority field, which is defaulted to regular. However, you can always pick another option if need be. This functionality is meant to outline the agreed SLAs per each request. Let's try to set the priority. In this case, we will pick Argent. Now, as you can see, we have additional mandatory field called Reason for Urgency. This field has been designed to justify the urgency of your request. In order to do so, you can use predefined values from the pick list. If none of the listed options fit your need, you can try with other option, but bear in mind that this will require you to provide additional information in the Reason for Urgency Others section. Now, the next field, which is not mandatory for request for information requests, is material numbers. If you believe that additional brand codes or FPCs may help our team to answer your question more efficiently, you can always either paste them from an external file or simply type them in material numbers section in a standardized manner, meaning that codes should be listed in a column. The last mandatory field is short question. This field can be treated as a subject line where you can specify your question or request. You can type your question as it's being shown in the example. Moreover, except for all those fields that have been described, there is an editable section where you can provide your input or additional comments. Big amount of additional functions allows to paste small tables from Excel spreadsheets as well as screenshots from your PC. What is more, you can also attach additional files from any location on your PC. Attached files should always pop up in the top section of the screen where you can view or even rename them. In order to double check if all mandatory fields have been set as required, try clicking Submit button. This functionality will submit your brand new request. Once your request has been submitted, you should receive both email notification as well as short note in ServiceNow saying that your request has been registered. Remaining functionalities will be covered in the next parts of ServiceNow training session.
Requesting data creation maintenance option. This part will guide you through the process of raising fulfillment request. It will discuss mandatory fields, priority, how to attach files, edit text fields, and finally, how to submit the request and check its status. Go to your homepage and use the Request Master Data Services to Nerve America Teams section, and then click on Request Data Creation Maintenance button. Please note that all data requests for which the standard process is using current tools such as Product Workflow and CTool, ServiceNow will not replace current capabilities to place your master data request. For example, if you are requesting creation in Product Workflow, you don't need to go to ServiceNow and raise additional ticket, as identification will go directly to ServiceNow and ticket will be generated automatically. You will receive email notification with ticket number. You can check status of your recently submitted request by checking My Requested Items widget on your dashboard. You can also use Search Engine. Please find a list of request types that are automatically registered by ServiceNow. After clicking on Request Data Creation Maintenance button, ServiceNow will display your fulfillment request template. The flow to fill the template is from left to right, beginning with region, service, activity, country or organization, and so forth. This is to ensure fields and pick list values refresh as expected and according to the tool's inbuilt logic. Depending the service you select and information you input, the format fields will change to accommodate the request. Mandatory information to complete during registration is shown with a red asterisk. You need to fill all mandatory fields to be able to submit your request. Region field. Sometimes it's mismatched with your sitting location, but this field refers to the regional master data team providing service, which your request will be routed to, rather than your sitting location. This entry will auto-populate based on your previous selection in dashboard. Service defines the master data area that needs to be maintained. In this example, we've chosen product, so fields and information you will see are related to the product area. Category is being used to mistake-proof some of the registration and to report, classifying your request per service line. Use the magnifying glass icon to select. If unsure or your request is multi-category, select the Not Sure Multiple option. Country or organization defines the market being serviced for which the master data request will be processed. Activity. It describes action that is required from maintenance team. Request type specifies request activity. Content of pick list is dependent on activity choice. Priority defaults to regular. However, you can always pick another option depending on the urgency for completion. This functionality is meant to outline the agreed SLAs per each request. If you choose your request has critical or urgent priority, you will be prompted to explain the urgency for prioritization using predefined values from the pick list. If none of the listed options fit your need, select Other and have in mind this will require you provide additional information in the Reason for Urgency Others section. COTI field is not mandatory field used to mark all requests that are in regards to Galeria divestiture project. Material number. Please provide materials, also known as finished product codes, brand codes, SKU, related to the request. Include this information by typing or copy-paste it from an external file. Standard entry should be listed as a column. Short description. Name your request. You will view this information in the automated email notifications you will receive in your inbox. Description. Free-form text to provide details about your request. Big amount of additional functions allow pasting small tables from Excel spreadsheets as well as screenshots from your PC. You can always use Attach File clip to attach files from any location on your PC. Attached files should always pop out in the top section of the screen, where you can view or even rename them. When you fill all fields with needed data, click on Submit button, used to send your request to ServiceNow. Once your request has been submitted, you will view blue banner confirmation and should receive automated email notification in your Outlook inbox confirming your request is now registered in ServiceNow.
ServiceNow States Information Flow Notification. In this part, you will be familiarized with states and workflow in ServiceNow. Status is showing current work progress of a request. In this movie, we will discuss the relation between them, action owners, notifications, and steps that need to be taken for each of them. We have the following states: not registered, registered, in progress, on hold, completed, rework, rejected, cancelled, and closed.
Every time you are going to work on a brand new request, it will be a not registered status. It means that you are going to be the only person who can display this request. By clicking Submit button, you are automatically changing the state to registered. As a confirmation of state change, ServiceNow will generate an automatic email notification as well as create simple message at the top of your screen. Once a request reaches the registered status, it becomes visible in ServiceNow database.
At this point, your request is in queue to be assigned.
From ServiceNow functionality standpoint, registered status can be changed to either in progress or cancelled. Now, let's have a look how cancellation procedure looks like. If it turns out that your request is not needed, there's a way to have it cancelled. This can be done for each fulfillment request or request for information that is in registered status. Registered status indicates that maintenance team has not taken any actions on it as of yet, and at this point it can be withdrawn by clicking Cancel Request button.
If you will decide to cancel your request, you will receive special notification.
If request is already in progress status, it means that it has already been taken off by the maintenance team. Cancellation at this point is not possible. However, if there is a need to withdraw a request, you will be required to provide additional comment asking data maintenance team to reject your request. If there is no need to either withdraw or cancel your request, it will be processed by the appropriate service line. However, before the proper action is taken, service line will assign the request owner. At this point, request state will change into progress. You will be notified about it via email notification and inbuilt pop-up message. Sometimes your master data request requires additional support from another team before it can be processed. In this situation, the status will be changed to on hold. It can be changed due to following reasons: waiting for ITO, waiting for GDS, waiting for a business partner, waiting for data requester, waiting for incident resolution, waiting for data flow, or due to BOP week restrictions. You will be notified about it with the notification. In such cases, no action is required from your side. But there is one scenario when we need to receive more details on confirm something with the caller, and you will be asked to provide the update to the ticket. Please expect the proper notification. It is used only in one example when the on hold is due to waiting for caller.
You can use the link provided in the email to be automatically routed to your ticket and to provide a replay using the additional comments field.
You can provide the update using the additional comments field or on request description section on your ticket page. You have 14 days to reply to request which requires your attention. After this time, ticket will be automatically set to rejected state without possibility to be reopened.
Then please click on Update button to make changes to your ticket.
There might be a situation when your request will be rejected. It may happen in the following situations. The request is out of scope of NA's operations team. The request is duplicated. No actions is required from NA operations team. There is also the situation that we have already discussed. That means that caller asked to cancel a request ticket, but someone was already working on it. Also, an email was left unanswered by caller for 14 days. In case of rejection, please expect the following notification. Another example of state in ServiceNow is rework. It is used when your request is inconsistent with the master data guidelines for data setup. You will be informed about the state with the following notifications. Each domain has different lists for reasons behind rework. It will explain why the request couldn't be completed. If you believe that your request was wrongly reworked in the first place, please use the link from the notification and provide your input in additional comment fields to reopen ticket. When your master data request has been processed successfully, you will receive complete notification. To accept the completion and close the ticket, you should follow the given link. However, in order to reject the completion, you should provide your input in additional comment field and click the update button. Thanks to this, maintenance team will review the request once again. Closed is the final status. It means it cannot be reopened. Request gets closed every time you confirm the completion by clicking on Close Request button.
Upon confirming closure as part of our continual improvement process, you will be asked to give feedback answering only one question. It will take less than 10 seconds. How to escalate your request? Use the MDM escalation matrix for North America, located at the bottom of your homepage, to report delays or deviations from FR process to the individual supporting your region. Please note that this is not the escalation path to resolve or follow up on domain-specific requests. This is escalation path when the process itself has failed to meet the documented service level agreements, for example, SLA missed, wrong rejection, etc. Please do not copy everyone on the escalation path at the same time. Your first contact is an expert dedicated for each domain. If they are unable to provide you with satisfactory solution, then escalate your request following any service path. Your second contact are domain's team leaders. If you do not receive a satisfactory response from team leader within 4 hours, please escalate to level 3, PG experts. When higher escalation levels are involved, the message will send a courtesy copy to the individuals involved in the escalation chain. Action above will auto-generate an email. Please do not change escalation subject line. This will raise visibility of an actual escalation.
Watchlist functionality. In this section, we will tell you about the watchlist function. We'll talk objectives, watchlist modification, and also how to add or remove the users. Watchlist functionality. If you have raised a request and would like to keep someone in loop, or if you are going to be out of office and want to keep someone informed about the request, you can use watchlist functionality. It is very similar to CC option in Outlook or other email. Everyone added to watchlist will have the same visibility of the request as a caller. When you are added to watchlist, you can check all request data provided in the request. You will receive the notification regarding request updates. You can update additional comment that will be visible for maintenance team, caller, or other people added to the watchlist. How to edit watchlist. After submitting the request, when ticket is in registered status, you will need to go to the request description section and then click on padlock symbol to enable editing watchlist. In order to add person to watchlist, you can either provide name in the first field with the magnifying glass, or you can provide email address in the field below and press enter to populate the record. If you would like to remove a person from a watchlist, you need to select name or email address and press remove selected item button. When you want to be included in watchlist, you can do this quickly by using Add Me button. There is also an option Add Remove Multiple, which allows modifying the list by adding or removing more than one person at the time. You need to provide name and use arrows to either add or remove person from watchlist. When the list is ready, use Save button. You can use the padlock icon to close watchlist section.
Thank you for your attention. We hope that our presentation clarified the main concepts of ServiceNow tool. However, we are aware that you may have some questions or concerns. We appreciate your feedback and we will be happy to make everything clear during Q&A training sessions. They are planned as per presented schedule. We will be collecting all your questions in the Q&A file. Prior July 4th. We would like to ask you to send them through emails to the current ION addresses. Please mark a question regarding ServiceNow with the specific naming convention, ServiceNow/Q&A. On July 4th, 2016, start using ServiceNow platform to ask all your questions through Ask a Question option on your dashboard. Please expect invitation for Q&A sessions. Please join if you feel that you need it.